Okay. All right. Hello, good afternoon, my dear students. How are you all? I hope that everybody is fine, and this is Ritika, your chemistry educator. Students, we are going to have a very important session today. आज जो है 10th ग्रेड के लिए एक बड़ा ही इम्पोर्टेंट सेशन वी आर गोइंग टू हैव. बेसिकली वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व द सैम्पल पेपर. तो ये जो सैम्पल पेपर है इट वाज पब्लिश्ड ऑन द ICSE वेबसाइट, और वी विल बी सीइंग, विल नॉट जस्ट बी सॉल्विंग, हम लोग सैम्पल पेपर को एनालाइज करेंगे दैट किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं, किस टाइप से वी नीड टू आंसर देम, एंड व्हाट इज द बेसिक पेपर पैटर्न ऑफ द term to examinations, right? Especially for chemistry. So let us get started quickly. Just a minute. Okay, just give me 1 second. Hanji. So as we are starting, you can participate, you can give the answers, and you can see that how much you need to work harder, or how much good are you at solving the question paper. तो चलो जल्दी से स्टार्ट करते हैं. मैम टुमारो आई एम हैविंग केमिस्ट्री प्री बोर्ड. ओके अभिनव, सो या वी आर गोइंग टू डू इट टुडे, है ना. हम लोग सैम्पल पेपर सॉल्व करेंगे, एंड व्हाट डू आई सजेस्ट इज आप भी साथ साथ पेपर सॉल्व करें ताकि यू गेट टू नो राइट दैट हाउ टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस स्पेशली, और किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस हमें पूछे जाएंगे. चलो लेट्स क्विकली स्टार्ट. बिफोर दैट स्टूडेंट्स लेट मी टेल यू अबाउट द क्रिएटिव कॉर्नर. तो क्रिएटिव कॉर्नर जो है बेसिकली एक इट इज पुशिंग योर हॉबीज, आपकी हॉबीज के लिए है. एंड इफ यू टेक द प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन ऑफ 12 मंथ और अबव, यू गेट 3 मंथ क्रिएटिव कॉर्नर सब्सक्रिप्शन एब्सोल्युटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. बट ये जो ऑफर है अभी 25 to 28 मार्च तक ही अवेलेबल है. ओके, एंड यू कैन यूज माई कोड RITIKACLIDE. ओके, सो यू कैन गो फॉर दिस कोड एंड यू कैन take the plus subscription. अच्छा, तो सबसे पहले तो हम लोग देखते हैं ये जो ऊपर एक बड़ा सा इंफॉर्मेशन आता है of your question paper. What is this? Okay, so at the very first it has been told that the maximum marks it is 40. Okay, तो आपका जो पेपर है it would be 40 mark paper, and the time that is allowed is 1.5 hour. तो स्टूडेंट सबसे पहले तो आपको टाइम ड्यूरेशन का स्पेशल ख्याल रखना है. ओके, दैट योर टाइम ड्यूरेशन यू आर गोइंग विथ इट वेरी स्पेसिफिकली, है ना. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, वी विल बी ट्राइंग कि हम ये जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है इसे भी सॉल्व करें 1.5 hour में. बट ऑब्वियसली इट विल टेक अ बिट ऑफ मोर टाइम क्योंकि हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ऑल. बट in your examination or in your main question paper, you please mark the time, you please go for it very carefully, है ना. extra time you should not be wasting time. basically जो questions आते हैं उन्हें पहले attempt करिए. next, answer to the paper must be written on the paper provided separately. obviously आपको question paper पे answer नहीं लिखना है. you will not be allowed to write during the first 10 minutes. तो first 10 minutes, अच्छा इसमें क्या होता है, बच्चे बहुत time waste कर देते हैं. Okay, Hoops electrolytic process is not there in your examination right now. You are having the 2 processes, which is one is Bayer's and one is Hall-Herold's process, right? Okay, तो first 10 minutes आपको जो है सिर्फ पेपर को देखना है मतलब you just not need to see it like that. You have to study it, you have to analyze it. आपको देखना है कौन से questions you're good at. You have to see that कौन से questions आप लोग पहले attempt करेंगे, है ना. And then we are having 2 sections. First is section A and section B. तो section A के जो है सारे questions attempt करने, हमारे पास total 10 questions हैं. Okay, and section B से हमें 3 questions attempt करने. Okay, अभी as for now हम लोग section B के सारे questions attempt करेंगे because it is the sample paper obviously. लेकिन आपको exam में any 3 attempt करने हैं. Okay, let's start. Choose the correct answer to the questions of given options. Okay, the IUPAC name of ethylene. अच्छा, ethylene का जो हमारे पास IUPAC name है, what is that? Yes, anyone? How many? I'm sorry. The IUPAC name of ethylene is propane, propyne, ethene or ethyne. अच्छा, तो basically अगर ethylene की बात करें, the IUPAC name is ethene. इथीन क्या होता है? इट इज द एल्केन हैविंग अ डबल बॉन्ड. करेक्ट. प्रोपेन हमारा एल्केन है, एल्केन में सिंगल बॉन्ड होता है. एंड प्रोपाइन इज अ ट्रिपल बॉन्ड मॉलिक्यूल. ओके, दैट इज एल्काइन. टॉकिंग अबाउट द फॉर्मूला, एल्केन का फॉर्मूला होता है CnH2n. And then we are having propane, it is CnH2n plus 2, it is of alkane. And alkyne की अगर हम बात करें तो it is CnH2n minus 2. Next, carbon to carbon double bond, it is found in which compound? Double bond किसमें होता है? First of all you should be knowing the compounds. Alkene, alkene has double bond. And what among these is alkene? हाँ जी, इनमें एल्कीन कौन सा है? यस स्टूडेंट्स, हरी अप. ओके, तो यहां पर जो है सी इट इज एल्डिहाइड, इट इज एसिटिक एसिड. इसका जो ग्रुप है COOH है, इसका CHO है. हियर अल्कोहल इट इज OH. ओके, एंड ब्यूटाइलिन इट इज द एल्कीन, सो दैट becomes the correct answer. Moving on to next question, fused alumina, it is reduced to aluminium by electrolytic reduction process, which is also known as Hall-Heroult process. So what is the reason? Why are we going for electrolytic reduction? Yes students, electrolytic reduction को क्यों choose किया है? Why cannot we reduce it simply using the reducing agents carbon or carbon monoxide etc. चलो, तो यहाँ जो बेसिक रीजन है, it is the alumina, it is not reduced by reducing agents easily because it has got great affinity for oxygen, है ना? तो इसीलिए we need to go for the other methods. Next, the catalyst preferred in conversion of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide is dash. So for converting sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide, first of all यहाँ कौन सा process it is in consideration? For H2SO4 we are having contact process. Correct. And जो catalyst हम लोग यहाँ use करते हैं, it is vanadium pentoxide. Correct. Moving on to next one, substitution reaction is a characteristic properties of dash. Correct अभिनव. तो जो हमारा substitution reaction है, substitution basically means क्या हो रहा है? They are replacing. Okay, so it is kind of replacement. Okay, any atom it is replacing or it is taking the place of the other one. तो substitution reaction जो है वो होते हैं हमारे एल्केन्स में. कैन एनीबडी टेल मी एल्कीन्स और एल्काइंस में कौन सा रिएक्शन वी कैन सी? विच टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शंस आर सीन इन एल्कीन्स एंड एल्काइंस? Which type of reactions are seen in alkenes and alkynes? Correct. So if I talk about alkenes and alkynes, Abhinav, that's correct. It is addition reaction. Next, the gas evolved when dilute sulfuric acid. It reacts with iron sulfide. Okay, so this gas, if I talk about hint, it has got a rotten egg smell. Which gas is evolved? Now over here, the gas, it is hydrogen sulfide. Okay, when sulfuric acid, it reacts with iron sulfide, we get the hydrogen sulfide. Next question, an acid obtained from concentrated nitric acid on reaction with sulfur. So basically when sulfur reacts with nitric acid, which acid do we get? Yes, anyone? Which acid do we get? Correct. So we get sulfuric acid. Question number 8. The hydroxide soluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide is dash. So which hydroxide it is soluble in ammonium hydroxide? So it is zinc hydroxide. Okay. Next, the chemical name of principal ore of aluminium. So we know that the principal ore of aluminium is what? It is bauxite. Okay. And the chemical name of the bauxite, it is hydrated aluminium oxide. Okay. Why? Because it is having water. Okay. So over here, that makes the correct answer. Okay, a hydrocarbon which is a greenhouse gas. Last MCQ. Which hydrocarbon is also a greenhouse gas? Yes, which hydrocarbon is also a greenhouse gas? Methane, correct. So methane, it is a greenhouse gas. So if these questions are done, okay, it's repeated. You have your 10 marks. Okay, these are the 10 mark question, 10 questions for 1 mark each. अभी आता है section B. तो यहाँ हमें questions दिए हुए हैं and we have to select or we have to attempt any 3 questions. Okay. Now question number 2, the first part. Define catenation. Okay, so what do we mean by catenation? Anyone? क्या होता है catenation? So if I talk about catenation, it is the property of self-linking of carbon atoms. Okay, not only just carbon atoms, the carbon atoms show this property to a great extent, but it is self-linking of atoms. And what do they form? They form the long chains. Okay, so to form chains or rings. Okay, so that is the catenation. Correct, Abhinav. Correct, through covalent bonds. Alright, perfect. Next is define alloy. So what is meant by alloy? It is a process of carbon attracted bond by okay. But basically what we can go for the answer, it is, the atoms, they actually link to themselves and they form the chains or they form the rings. Okay. So yeah. What do we mean by an alloy? Correct. Okay, so if I talk about alloy basically क्या होता है? It is homogeneous mixture. अभी ये जो mixture है ये किसका हो सकता है? Of two metals और metal and non-metal का भी हो सकता है. Metals and non-metals. Okay, next is name the compound formed when ethene reacts with hydrogen in the presence of catalyst. So basically क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर? We are having ethene. Okay, ethene, the formula is C2H4. It reacts with hydrogen in presence of the catalyst. तो क्या बनेगा? What will we get? Addition reaction. It changes to ethane. Perfect. So ethane is formed. And don't forget to write the name of the compound. So from ethene we are getting ethane. Chalo, next question is when bauxite reacts with sodium hydroxide. So this was of Bayer's process, if you remember. What is formed? This is the first or I guess second step when we are taking the bauxite and we are making it to react with sodium hydroxide of metallurgy in the topic extraction of aluminium. Anyone? Okay, it is sodium meta-aluminate. Correct, Abhinav. Alright. Suhas. Alright. Okay, so basically क्या हो रहा है, हमारे पास bauxite है, okay, and it is reacting with sodium hydroxide. तो हमारे पास क्या मिल रहा है, we are getting NaAlO2 plus 3H2. तो ये जो compound है, it is known as sodium meta-aluminate. Okay. Next question, draw the structural diagram of propanol, ethanoic acid and 1,2-dichloroethane. तो सबसे पहले propanol. Propanol क्या है? It is an aldehyde. Okay, तो aldehyde and prop means 3 carbon atoms. So these are our 3 carbon atoms. एक carbon तो हो गया functional group का CHO. Okay, and rest of the valencies are satisfied using hydrogen. Next was ethanoic acid. So how many carbons will be present in ethanoic acid? Anyone? कितने कार्बन प्रेजेंट होंगे? Yes, anyone? How many carbons will be present in ethanoic acid? Ethane it is. So we will be having 3 carbon atoms. I'm sorry, 2 carbon atoms. Okay, जिसमें से जो एक है, it will be in the functional group, that is COOH. It is carboxylic acid. Okay, and the rest valencies will be fulfilled by hydrogen. And next was, just a minute, yeah. So this was the B1, and if I talk about the next one, it was 1,2-dichloroethane. Now again we are having ethane, so that means 2 carbon atom, and 1 and 2 dichloro. Dichloro means 2 carbon chlorine groups are present. So on 1 and on 2nd. And other valencies, since it is an alkane, they need to be satisfied using single bond. So this will be the structure of 1,2-dichloroethane. Okay. Chalo, moving on to next question. Complete and balance the following equation. So basically जब alkane का oxidation होता है, what do we get as products? Be having a structure something like this. Okay, and when again iodine is added to it, it will be converted to alkane. Okay, so basically this is what we are getting. Okay, next is ammonia plus HCl. So when ammonia combines with HCl, so this is a question when 2 gases combine to form a solid. So what we get ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, which is a solid. Okay, now next identify the anion present in following compounds. Okay, now the compound Z, which on reacting with dilute sulfuric acid liberates a gas which has no effect on acidified potassium dichromate but turns lime water milky. Okay, so which gas turns lime water milky? Now see, there are 2 gases, SO2 and CO2, right? But it is given that it has no effect on acidified potassium dichromate. So that gas will be what, or that ion will be what? It will be a carbonate ion. Okay. And next, okay, brown ring test. Basically brown ring test जो होता है, it is used to identify which ion. The solution of compound L on heating or reacting with freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution followed by adding a few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid to reactants along the side of test tube forms a brown ring at junction of two liquids. So brown ring test is used to test which ion, which an ion. It is nitrate. Okay, so यहाँ पर we will be having which anion? It is nitrate. Okay, next the drying agent which is used for laboratory preparation of HCl. HCl के लिए कौन सा drying agent we are using? Yes, students, which drying agent do we use for preparation of HCl? It is concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. And the reason why we do not use the other drying agents is because they react with the HCl. And when ammonia it is burned in excess of oxygen, what do we get? We will be getting, correct Abhinav, we will okay, over here we will be getting nitrogen and water vapor. Okay, so over here this will be our answer. Next is, okay, so moving forward students, you can join us on the Telegram. Okay, you will be getting the link in the description box. So if you want to have a regular track of how the classes go on here, you want to have a regular update, you can join these Telegram channels. Also, you will be receiving regular updates of all the ongoing offers over here. Next is Unacademy free special class. So this is our free class which is available on the Unacademy Learner app. Okay, here you can have a kind of interaction with your educators. You can ask the question using question tab. We have attached the image option also. Next is we have live poll and quizzes. Okay, so polls are just the MCQ type of questions asked by educators. You can answer them by clicking your desired answer. Next is why should you be going for Unacademy subscription? So you get the unlimited access to the courses. Then you have regular doubt clearing session. After that you get all the study material in PDF format. You have regular practice tests, live tests, etc, etc. Right, so you can definitely go for the plus subscription. And how to go for that? You can look out for the duration as per your convenience, 3 months, 6 months, 12, 24, 36, anything, and then you can use my code, this is my code, to receive the 10% discount. Okay, yeah, moving on to next question. State the observation when these things happen. Okay, so basically the very first one is manganese dioxide reacts with concentrated HCl. Okay, so tell me what happens when manganese dioxide it is reacting with HCl and it is concentrated HCl. Anyone? So basically if I talk about the gas which is evolved, it is chlorine gas. And what is the reaction that happens? So this is third A. So when manganese dioxide, that is MnO2, it reacts with HCl. Okay, what do we get? We get chloride plus we get the water vapor and we get Cl2. Now, how to identify this gas? This will be a kind of greenish yellow gas. Okay, so this will be our answer. Moving on to next question. A glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl, it is brought near ammonia gas. So this was in your study of compounds, hydrogen chloride, right? So what happens when we take a glass rod and it was to identify if the jar is full, okay, in which we have collected the HCl gas. So what basically happens when we bring the rod which is dipped in the HCl near ammonia? Just a minute. So we are having ammonia. and HCl. Okay, it combines and it forms the ammonium chloride, and what do we get? We get dense white fumes. Correct? I hope that up till here the things are very much clear. Hello Vikas. Correct. Yes, Abhinav. Alright, next is concentrated sulfuric acid is added to carbon. Acha, how to identify or which gas is evolved? When concentrated H2SO4 is added to carbon, what happens? Anyone? Yes, correct, Abhinav. So basically what is happening, I'll just write it over here. When concentrated H2SO4, it is added to carbon, what happens? We get carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and water. And here we are getting a kind of choking and suffocating gas. Okay. Next, write the balanced equation for following conversions. Now lead sulfate from lead nitrate and sulfuric acid. Okay, so we have lead nitrate, we have sulfuric acid, and how we will be getting, or we just need to balance the equations. So it is question number 4. We have lead nitrate, that is PbNO3 whole twice, then H2SO4. Okay, they combine to give the sulfate plus nitric acid. Talking about balancing, lead is 1 and 1 equal. Nitrogen is 2, so over here it is, we just add 2. Hydrogen, okay, 2 is done. Then talking about oxygen, we are having 4 and 3 over here, and here are 6 and 4. So basically, alright, so this is over here balanced. And talking about sulfur, yeah, it's done. So this is our balanced equation. Okay. Next is nitrogen trichloride from ammonia. So how we will be getting nitrogen trichloride from ammonia? Anyone? Nitrogen trichloride is NCl3. So ammonia, that is NH3. Now we need to excess of ammonia with HCl. We react with chlorine. Okay. So when chlorine reacts, we get nitrogen trichloride and HCl. Okay. Talking about balancing. So here it is balanced. And the last one, yes, correct, Abhinav. The last one is sodium chloride from sodium sulfite and dilute sulfuric acid. So here C1, we are having HCl, just a minute, hydrochloric acid. Okay. So over here, what are we having? We are sodium sulfite plus dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. Now what will happen? It will be giving us sodium chloride. Okay. Then it will be giving water and SO2. अभी बात करते हैं balancing की. तो sodium कितना है? 2 and 2. Fine. Then chlorine, it is 1 and here we are having 2. तो यहाँ पर हमने add कर दिया 2. Okay. So I'll just write dilute here. अभी now if I talk about balancing, तो यहाँ पर that is fine. Hydrogen is 2. Oxygen we are having 3. So 1 here and 2 here. So I guess all are balanced now. Okay. Any problem up till here, students? Anything that you haven't understood or you are still confused about? Okay. Next is state the relevant reason for the following. अच्छा, तो जो हॉल हेरोल्ड्स प्रोसेस में इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक मिक्सचर पे हम लोग ना Ma'am, my mind is not focusing in study and tomorrow is my pre-board. What to do? Beta, the only thing is that you have to focus now, okay? Just try to stay focused, eat healthy, okay, especially in these summer times when we eat heavy food. It's very difficult to stay focused, so eat healthy, eat light food, and just try to stay focused because it's high time now, right? Acha, so we were talking about the powdered coke. So why do we spread or why do we sprinkle the powdered coke? So the reason is to reduce the heat loss. Correct, Abhinav. Okay, and also to prevent the oxidation. Yes. Next is graphite anodes. They are continuously replaced during electrolysis of alumina. So why do we need to replace the graphite anode? कुछ ऑक्सीजन से रिलेटेड है, आई गेस, राइट? Okay, so over here the graphite rods are replaced. अभी now due to oxidation of graphite to form CO2. correct because nascent oxygen attack. very good. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, हमें जो कैथोड पे मिल रहा है एल्यूमिनियम और एनोड पे हमें मिल रहा है ऑक्सीजन. ओके, अभी ये ऑक्सीजन क्या करता है, द ऑक्सीजन विच इज इवॉल्व्ड एट एनोड, इट विल रिएक्ट विथ ग्रेफाइट रॉड. ओके, एंड व्हाट इट विल प्रोड्यूस, इट विल प्रोड्यूस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. ओके, तो जो हमारी ग्रेफाइट रॉड है इट गेट्स इरोडेड, तो इसीलिए वी नीड टू कंटिन्यूअसली रिप्लेस इट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, नेम द एलॉयज फॉर गिवन कंपोजिशन. यस, मैग्नीशियम और एल्यूमिनियम का जो एलॉय है, व्हाट डू वी कॉल इट? which contains only magnesium and aluminium. Yes, anyone? Magnesium. मैग्नील्यूमिन. ओके, करेक्ट. अच्छा स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ पर एक कंफ्यूजन होता है नॉर्मली. व्हाट द प्रॉब्लम इज, मैग्नीशियम और एल्यूमिनियम यहाँ पर भी प्रेजेंट है एंड ऑन द टॉप ऑल्सो, बट सिर्फ अगर मैग्नीशियम और एल्यूमिनियम है देन इट विल बी मैग्नील्यूमिन. जस्ट अ मिनट, या सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. अगर मैंगनीज और कॉपर भी प्रेजेंट है देन इट विल बी अनदर वन. ओके, सो over here no confusion should be there. Just a minute. Yeah, so it will be magnesium, and agar manganese and copper bhi added hai then it will be what? Agar manganese and copper are also added to magnesium and aluminium, what do we get now? It is duralumin. Correct, Abhinav. So it will be duralumin. Okay. Next, identify the terms for following. Acha, there are, so this experiment is in 2 chapters as far as I remember. The experiment which demonstrates high solubility of ammonia gas. तो हमने एक experiment किया था to prove that ammonia gas जो है बहुत अच्छे से soluble है. What was that experiment known as? What was the name given to that experiment? Fountain experiment. Very good. So it is also present in hydrogen chloride, right? Kindly remember. Then a method used to collect the HCl gas. Upward displacement of air. Correct. An electrode where reduction takes place. रिडक्शन कहां पर होता है, कैथोड और एनोड? Where does reduction takes place? Correct, it is cathode. अभी फोर्थ वन, when we take nitrogen dioxide, water and oxygen, कौन सा प्रोसेस है ये? हाँ जी, which process involves nitrogen dioxide, water and oxygen? And what is the product formed? Correct, it is Oswald's process. And Oswald's process is for formation of what? Which acid? Nitric acid. Very good. और sulfuric acid के लिए what is the name of process? For sulfuric acid, which process do we go for? Contact process. Very good. Okay, and ammonia के लिए कौन सा process use करते हैं? Can anybody tell me which process is used for the manufacturing of ammonia? Yes, ammonia के लिए कौन सा process use करेंगे? Haber's process. Okay, so it is Haber's process. Next, write a balanced chemical equation to show concentration of ore in Bayer's process. So basically सोडियम मेथा एल्यूमिनेट को एल्यूमिनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड में हम कैसे कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं? तो दिस इज आवर सोडियम मेथा एल्यूमिनेट, राइट? अभी इसको एल्यूमिनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड करने के लिए वी जस्ट डाइल्यूट इट इन वाटर. ओके, तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? वी विल गेट सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड एंड वी विल बी गेटिंग एल्यूमिनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड. तो बेसिकली ये जो है एल्यूमिनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, इट विल बी अ प्रेसिपिटेट. नेक्स्ट, एल्यूमिनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड को एल्यूमिना कैसे करेंगे? So when we take this precipitate, we filter it, wash it, dry it, and then what do? We ignite it. We ignite it at high temperature, and what do we get? We get the alumina. Basically water gets removed. Okay, तो ये कुछ basic equations हैं. Got it everyone? Next, the catalyst used in oxidation of ammonia is dash, zinc or platinum. Which catalyst do we use for oxidation of ammonia? Platinum. Very good. It is platinum. The product formed when ammonia reacts with oxygen. जब अमोनिया ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करेगी तो which product do we get? Which oxide? Nitric or nitrous? So see over here what is happening. When ammonia it is reacting with oxygen, we get NO, and NO is which oxide? Nitric or nitrous? Correct, it is nitric oxide. After that, name the following: a compound with 3 carbon whose function is carboxylic acid. 3 carbon and functional group is carboxylic acid. What will be the name of that compound? For 3 carbon we are using prop. Correct, it will be propanoic acid. The first homologue whose general formula is CnH2n. अच्छा, CnH2n किसका होता है? एल्केन, एल्कीन और एल्काइन. Alkene. Okay, and what is the first homologue? What is the first compound? Ethene. So correct. So that is C2H4, or we can call it as ethene. The compound which is formed by complete chlorination of ethyne. Ethyne का जो complete chlorination होता है, which compound do we get? Chloroethane. Are you sure we get chloroethane? It is ethyne. Correct. Okay, so what are we getting? We are getting 1,1,2,2 tetrachloroethane. Okay, so what do we get? I'll just write it over here. 1,1,2,2 tetrachloroethane. Understood up till here? Next, answer the following questions related to laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. Acha, why do we prefer sodium chloride? What's the reason that we take NaCl? Not know. So see students, जो sodium chloride है वो बहुत ही easily available है. Okay, and also it is cheap. So two reasons are it is cheap and it is easily available. Next, temperature कितना चाहिए? Which or what temperature do we prefer? (200). Yes, approximately we need 200 degrees Celsius. And what is the chemical equation? So it is when sodium chloride, it reacts with sulfuric acid, it gives the hydrogen chloride plus NHSO4. Okay. Now students, there is also one question that may be asked कि यहाँ पर हमने use किया है H2SO4. Why not HNO3? Why we have only used H2SO4? Anyone? The reason for using H2SO4 is see, if we use nitric acid, okay, because it will also vaporize easily. Okay. Yes. तो जो हमारा HNO3 होगा ना वो HCl के साथ मिक्स हो जाएगा. The vapors of HCl, they will be containing nitric acid. So that is why it is not used. Okay. Moving on to next question. Distinguish between the following: dilute HCl and dilute HNO3. तो अगर हम सिल्वर नाइट्रेट सोल्यूशन के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं, what are the things that we will be seeing? Anyone? Okay, so basically क्या हो रहा है? When I take dilute HCl and I react it with HNO3, silver nitrate solution. Okay, तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? We will be getting a white color precipitate of silver chloride. Okay, but if I talk about HNO3, it doesn't give any change with the nitric acid. So we can distinguish. And next, using lead nitrate, how to distinguish between HCl and H2SO4. तो if I talk about lead nitrate, तो यहाँ lead nitrate क्या करता है, HCl के साथ this lead nitrate it gives the precipitate of lead chloride. Okay, तो यहाँ भी हमें एक white precipitate मिलेगा. Okay, and if I and this white precipitate it is soluble. Okay, but H2SO4, okay, that is sulfuric or dilute sulfuric acid के साथ we will be getting a precipitate which is not soluble. Okay, तो हमें lead sulfate का एक insoluble precipitate मिलेगा. Correct. Next, give one word for following statements. Naturally occurring compounds of metals or naturally occurring minerals from which metals are extracted. What are they known as? Ores. Okay, correct. So they are known as ores. The organic compounds which have same molecular formula but different structural formula. Which compounds have got same molecular formula and different structures? Isomers, correct. So they are known as isomers. Okay, after that, A, B and C are the properties of sulfuric acid. अच्छा, यहाँ हमें 3 properties दे रखी है students and यहाँ equations दे रखी है. So we have to match the properties with the equation. तो oxidizing agent, in which equation 1, 2 or 3 is the H2SO4 acting as the oxidizing agent? Anyone? It is 1, 2 or 3. Okay, so students see, यहाँ पर सल्फर का जो है ऑक्सीडेशन हो रहा है, राइट, टू सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. तो बेसिकली हियर इट इज फंक्शनिंग एज ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट. नेक्स्ट इज डिहाइड्रेटिंग एजेंट. तो डिहाइड्रेटिंग मीन्स इट इज थर्ड अभिनव. ओके, सल्फर इज बीइंग ऑक्साइड. डिहाइड्रेटिंग मीन्स एक वाटर मॉलिक्यूल रिमूव होना. सो टेल मी इन विच इक्वेशन? It is removing a water molecule. See here, second one, right? Correct. One water molecule is removed, so here it is working as dehydrating agent. And the third one, non-volatile acid, because it does not contain the vapor of H2SO4. The nitric acid, so here it is functioning as non-volatile acid. Okay, then the last question, general formula of alkane, it is CnH2n plus 2. What is the general formula of alkyne? It will be minus, and the first member of alkane, it is methane, which is also known as marsh gas. And ethine, at the first I guess we did that, it is, no, that was for ethene. It is also known as acetylene. Okay, so this was your sample paper, students. Tell me, how did you find it? You found it difficult, you found it easy, you found it medium? How was the difficulty level of this question paper? Anyone? Okay, so kindly let me know in the chat box. Till then, there is one important information for all of you. So Unacademy presents the mock test series which is Emerge. Okay, it is for final exams for ICSE and ICS, the 10th and 12th grade learners. Okay, so the test timing, it is from 5 PM onwards. Saturday biology, Sunday math, Monday physics, and Tuesday we are going to have chemistry test. Next is we are going to have these are the ongoing batches. Okay, so students, you can enroll yourself into these ongoing batches. Okay, for both grade 9 and 10. Okay, at the last we have Bugs Bounty. So this is a opportunity for all learners. If you see any inappropriate content in video, you can report it and you can claim your prize. So I hope that you might have understood everything that we have covered in today's class, the sample paper. I guess it was pretty easy. Okay, and the next thing that we noticed it is the questions were asked. There were short questions, but they were very conceptual. Okay, so you need to have a thorough reading of your units. So if there is anything you haven't understood, kindly let me know. And otherwise, we'll be meeting in the next session, in which I'll be bringing with me some more important things for grade 10. Okay, so till then, keep studying, keep learning. All the very best, students. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel of Unacademy.